Hey divas, welcome back to Women Unleashed, where our inner strength meets unapologetic confidence. We're in our month 7 of our transformative journey, a year-long journey. And in this month 7, we've been doing some deep work. Yeah. 2 weeks ago, we were talking about rediscovering about why we started this journey in the first place, why we're running, why we want to become the women we've envisioned ourselves to be, why we want to, we're taking those steps to become who we want to be. And then last week we talked about intentional decisions aligned with that purpose, that target our purpose, our values, and things that we're looking forward to be. Because like we said, we're on a journey. We are becoming, and our desire is that we will be that transformed woman. We will be that transformed global entrepreneur. We will be that transformed, manager, whatever it is that you desire to be, the makeup artist, the songwriter, the book producer. I keep talking about book because I know there are so many of us that we have so many books on our inside, and we need to let it out. This year, 2026, is our year to write those books. I said those books, so you're not writing just one. No pressure, but yeah, we're getting there. So this week, week 27, we'll be talking about something that will help us that will take us to where we want to be, which is consistency. We say that a lot in this group. We talk about consistency a lot. We talked about mindfulness a lot. And that's why I decided to carve, a topic which aligns with what we're doing this month. It's a consistency creates power. Remember, we always say consistency creates clarity. Say consistency creates power. When you're doing something, those daily little habits that you do over and over again, and you're faithful with them, my God, they bring a bigger transformation. And that's what we'll be looking at today. But with no pressure, even like I was talking about the books, consistency is not looking at, perfection. Yeah, we're women of excellence. We want to do our things. We want to be excellent in the way we dress, in the way we do our presentation, the way we do our jobs, in the way we lead, the people that have been entrusted to us. But we are not running overhead about, being perfect, because that is what has pushed so many people to burnout. People think that if I'm not perfect enough, I can't win this battle. If I don't do this way, I'm just going to fail. For example, I said, perfection says, if I can't do it fully, I won't start. That's a lie. If I miss a day, I've failed. That's a lie. But consistency says, I will show up again. Progress continues even after a pause. That is consistency. We will miss it sometimes, but we'll carry on doing it. We just need to be faithful in that which we're doing. Even the Bible says, he that is faithful in little, much shall be given unto him. When we are faithful, when we are diligent, when we are consistent in those decisions that we made last week, in those intentional decisions that we're making, we're standing our ground, we've decided that, okay, you want to do this training, you've decided that you want to lose this weight, and we are consistent in those things that we are doing, we will see greater results. Yeah. Don't forget what I said. I said excellence. We're seeking excellence, not perfection. Sometimes it might give you the same meaning, but when you look at it, this group is about, reframing your mindset. That's it. When you look at it that I am walking in excellence, that's it. I want to be excellent, in my work. I want to be better than what I did yesterday. Not like I need to be perfect. I need to be perfect. You don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. Instead, what you do is you're compassionate to yourself, so that when you make those mistakes, you don't beat yourself down. You don't beat yourself down. You know that you're going to be better tomorrow. You learn from those mistakes and you go ahead. I was watching a movie with my kids, and it was, is it The Wolf King or something like that? All those, animated movies. And there was this the wolf guy had been locked in the cage, very tall cage, like a prison, and was trying his best to come up. Every time he climbs up, he falls, he climbs up, he falls, he climbs up, he falls. And I'll just say that's why you need to be consistent. If he keeps doing it, we're just saying we don't know what the movie will go, the end of the movie, but I was just saying that, you need to be consistent. Those little things, the more he's pushing himself, gradually he's going to make it, because even the Bible says a righteous man will fall, but he will yet stand again. That's it. That is the confidence that you fall. You will make mistake in your journey in life, but if you're consistent and you're committed, you will make it. Don't stay in there. Don't stay in the failure. And you know what my 5-year-old said? He said, "Mommy, it's persevering." And I looked, I said, "Where did I hear that big grammar from?" He said, "Yes." And I said, "What does it mean?" He said, "Because when you fail, you try again." So that's what my auntie told me in school when I'm building my Lego. And if it falls apart, she tells me, "Keep going, Jeremiah, because you know what you need to do next step." And that is what it is. My goodness. God bless all the people that take time to impart our children, both in schools, both in church, both in their clubs, in the after school club, and their sport clubs and everything. They might not be here on my platform, they might not hear me, but I'm doing a big shout out to them, and God really bless them, and keep doing it, because you're transforming lives and you're leaders in your own right. My God. And that brings us back to what we're saying. When you are consistent, when you persevere, you will make it. You will get to that end goal, and your joy will be full. So, sweetheart, those tiny, tiny steps that you're doing, don't give up on that. You don't need to do 1 billion things. We always say it. One thing that you're going to be faithful in. I said consistency is confident practice daily. Remember a few months ago, we said consistent habit, build up your confidence, because when you keep doing this thing over again, it's working for you. You can't give up anymore. You can't go back, because you're making it. Good. So this takes us to another part of the topic. I said the power of small sustainable habits, which is what we say. So purpose is sustained through system, not emotional surge. So remember that small repeatable actions, when aligned with our personal values, lead to long-term behavioral change and more effectively than ambitious but inconsistent effort. Those small changes that we're making, those small changes that we take every day. For example, you want to lose weight. I know I use that a lot because it's helped me, and I've been consistent. I try not to do crash program, but it's been working. If you tell yourself, I want to cut down, but I'm going to start to stop adding sugar to my drink, to my meal, to my cereal. My God, in 2 weeks' time, sweetheart, weigh yourself and you will see a change. Because once you do it, once you're able to be consistent for 3-4 days, not adding sugar to that tea, to that coffee, you will see that over time, you get used to the taste. Your taste will get used to, having that coffee without sugar. And gradually, that reduces the excess carbohydrate that you're taking. And once you see that you're consistent in that, you're able to, do that through, like we said, you pick something else to add to it. You might want to cut down on your rice. You don't need to throw the white rice away totally, sweetheart. You don't need to throw everything away, because if you want to jump from white rice and just go to brown rice is not sweet. I try my best to eat it every now and again, but what I've learned is if you cut down the rice, add more vegetables, you get full. And that's it. You just keep changing, little step, little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. So consistency looks like 10 minutes instead of an hour. One aligned decision instead of a total life overall. Returning after disruption instead of quitting altogether. Just like, we talked about that movie that I talked about. It's falling, but he's still giving up. At the end of the day, he jumped out of that place. He jumped out of the prison, which was very interesting, And then it says showing up when motivation fluctuates. This is a big one. We've been doing motivational talks. We've been encouraging ourselves. You psych ourselves. We tell ourselves, we encourage ourselves, I can make it. I can do it. I am confident. I'm enough. I'm not going to shrink and things like that. But sweetheart, sometimes motivation cannot be reliable. Because when life throws challenges at us, for example, if there was, you've psyched yourself, you're going for this job interview, you've prepared for it and all that, and there is grief in the family. there is a loss in the family. Someone dear to you dies or is diagnosed with, a terminal illness. That crushes you. It crushes you. It crushes your power. It crushes everything that you believe in because that is life. But you know what helps us? Because we are disciplined in being consistent. We will pick up ourselves again and then we will carry on. It might be a couple of days, 1, 2, 3 days. You need to pause, to realign, to reassess yourself, to strategize, to be able to comprehend what has just happened or what is happening. Obviously, if somebody is been diagnosed with terminal illness, you need to be able to make some other life adjustments. It's not like you're not going to go for that interview. It's not like you're not going to keep applying for this job. But you might need to do some realignment, reassess things, go back to the drawing board and say, is this the time for me to change my job? Where maybe my partner has been diagnosed with this and he needs me more. Is it the time for me to now get a job 3 hours away from home? You're still going to go after your dreams and your vision, but you might need to realign. That's where it comes. I said, so discipline, gentle values driven discipline is what carries you forward because you carry on being disciplined, you carry on being consistent. Your self-determination is what will sustain your internal values. I said consistency is not loud. It is quiet gentleness. And over time, it builds confidence, not from perfection, but from evidence. You see, not from perfection, but from evidence. But because you keep showing up, when life has thrown challenges at you, when those griefs have happened, you still keep showing up. You still keep coming back. You still keep taking those little steps, building on them, being faithful in what you are doing. Sweetheart, we will get there. Because this year, those books must be written. This year, we will get our promotion. This year, all our heart desires will be fulfilled. Nothing missing, nothing broken this year. So, sweetheart, as you engage with the paperwork, ask yourself this question: what small action can I commit to consistently without pressuring myself into perfection? Remember, excellence in what we're doing, standing at what you're doing, but not putting the label perfection on it. Because when you put it, sometimes you put a lot of pressure on you. What small steps can I commit to? And in rounding up, as we go this week, take small steps. Remember, small step creates lasting change. Discipline outlasts motivation. Progress honors effort, not flawlessness. So we'll keep progressing. We'll keep moving forward. We'll keep being consistent in what we are doing. And sweetheart, the sky is our starting point. So go this week, unleash your world, and be the best that you've been created to be. Love you.